What's up, guys? So last week I made a video and you know, I think it kind of hit hard for a lot of people, so I just kind of want to touch bases on that. You know, the video was called Do Looks Matter, and you know, I just showed a little bit of proof that looks definitely do matter, and I've gathered up a lot of data on this, you know, through online dating sites and just social interactions, you know, things that I've looked at, things that I've observed, and you know, I do find that video to be 100% true. But a lot of you guys have been messaging me and commenting that like you're worried about your own looks, like you think it's over for you, and it's not necessarily quite over for you yet, because there are two other factors. You have what you call a sexual marketplace value. Looks are somewhat of a prerequisite, but they matter mostly like growing up. You know, in middle school and in high school, they're fucking crucial, okay? Good looking guys get the girls in high school. That's just the fucking way it is. The two other factors involved are money and status. And teenagers can't control the amount of money they have. It just depends on how wealthy their parents are. And status usually depends on things like sports. Sports are probably the biggest one. There's also, like, you know, if you're funny and you're cool, like, and you get invited to all the parties and stuff. But, you know, it's just, I guess, popularity. But, you know, as you get out of high school, looks start to matter a little bit less to women, and money and status starts to matter a little bit more. But, you know, it kind of flip-flops from, in high school, looks are like 80% of it, and then money and status are like 10% each. And as you become an adult into like your 20s, it becomes more like 33%, 33%, and 33%. Because basically what's going to happen is women are going to be riding the cop carousel in their 20s, and they're going to be monkey branching from guy to guy to guy because it's in their hypergamous nature. You know, like as I was saying earlier in a previous video, men are polygamous. You know, we're trying to nail as many chicks as we possibly can. Women know this. This is why women have a wider range of options when they're dating. You know, women have usually like unlimited supplies of men. Honestly, unlimited supplies. And men have, you know, a few women that they're chasing after. Maybe 1, 2, or 3. You know, if you're a big-time player, you're considered a big-time player if you have multiple girlfriends, or if you're talking with multiple girls. And the truth is, every woman is talking to multiple guys. So that's how lopsided it is. But what she's doing is shit testing guys and trying to distinguish which guys are going to be the highest value guys. You know what I'm saying? So she's looking for looks, money, and status. There are three different components that determine your sexual marketplace value. You know what I'm saying? So she might date one guy when she's 21 because he's good looking. Okay, but this good looking guy, his looks are a prerequisite to other things. You know, he's invited to parties. He's basically, I mean, life's kind of easy for a good looking person, so he's kind of welcome to go wherever he wants. But what a hypergamous woman is going to do, she's going to use these good-looking guys. She's going to date them, and she will sleep with these guys. She's going to sleep with a lot of good-looking guys. But she will monkey branch over, especially when when her biological clock starts to get closer and closer to the end in like her late 20s, early 30s or so. Sometimes earlier than that. It depends on, you know, it depends on the woman. Some women just absolutely get baby fever in their early 20s, and they have to have them like as soon as possible. So, you know, she's gonna start monkey branching and not necessarily looking for the best looking guy anymore. Now she's looking for money and status. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, money is the most important resource in this day and age. It's going to determine the size of your house. It's going to determine the vehicles you can drive. It's going to determine basically her whole lifestyle. So, and if she has a baby with somebody, the next 18 years, that man, the man she marries and the value of that man is going to determine, it's going to have a big impact on her lifestyle. You know, I'm not saying women can't have a great lifestyle on their own. I'm just saying that you're going to be a fucking humongous part of it. So, you know, she's gonna look for the most valuable man. Anyways, here's just an example of your sexual marketplace value and how you can calculate it. Okay, I drew this little graph here. Okay, let me try to put this so you can see the whole thing. Okay, can you see it there? What you'll see here, looks, and I just kind of made a little generic one here. So looks, I put this guy at a 7. Okay, this guy is a 7 in terms of looks. He's 6'1". He works out. He's average looking in the face. That puts him at a 7. Okay, and you have to be honest with yourself. If you're under 6 feet tall, you're average looking, and your body fat percentage is above 12%, you are maybe a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3. You know, when you get down to 2 or 1, you're looking at morbidly obese or like some form of facial deformity or something like that. But for the most part, most guys are in the 5 or 6 range. Dorks, dad bods, etc., they're in the 5 or 6 range. If you work out, you're fairly handsome in the face. You might be up, and you know, and you're tall, you might be up here in the 9, 8, or 7 range. You're probably not a 10 unless you're 6'4" or 6'5", and if women tell you you're handsome several times per day, you'll know if you're extremely handsome and you're a 10. You'll just know. Okay, money, it really depends on where you live. The state that I live in right now, I'm living in Oklahoma, and money is, I guess it's cheaper to live here. So basically, I just put it on a scale of 1 to 10. If you make 100,000 or more, you're a 10. 90,000, you're a 9. 80,000, you're an 8, etc., etc. So let's say this guy is a 7 in looks. He makes 80,000 per year. He's an 8 in money, but status, he doesn't go out much. He doesn't know that many people. He pretty much just goes to work and goes home. You know, he goes to the store when he needs to, and he goes to places that he has to go to, but he doesn't really get out much. People don't really invite him places. So his status is just a 3. You know, he's not a 1 or a 2. A 1 or a 2 means you're like, maybe a 1 could be like some sort of a, I don't know, a pedophile or a rapist or something. You're like extremely, extremely weird. You know, that would be a 1 or a 2. A 3 is just, doesn't necessarily mean you don't have potential to have a high status. You just don't get out much. So basically it's simple. You just calculate 7 plus 8 plus 3, which is 18 divided by 3, so that you just calculate the average. You add them up, 7, 8, 3. That's 18 divided by 3 would equal 6. So your sexual marketplace value would be a 6. And remember, 6 is very slightly above average. Slightly above average. It's in terms of comparing yourself to other men, you're slightly below average, or slightly above average, excuse me. But here's the deal, okay? Remember, men are polygamous and women are hypergamous. That means men are trying to scatter as many seeds as possible, literally. You're out fucking, and I mean, I know we use condoms and stuff nowadays, and we're like, you know, we're protective nowadays, we're a little bit smarter, but it's still in your nature, it's in your It's just a biological component. As a young male, and even as an older male when you're single, it's your number one desire to get out there and spread your seed as much as possible. So you're like, you just want to fuck as much as possible. And with that being said, if you don't have a lot of options with really good looking women, you'll settle for lower value women. You know, whether you're just out there, you're trying to get laid, or you're just getting head from a fat chick, or whatever it is you're doing, you know, you'll get out there and you'll do it. I mean, we all have. This is these are facts. So with that being said, lower value women, women that are in the range of 3, 4, and 5, have at least had sex with men who are higher value, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So if these women are able to have sex with men of higher statuses, in their heads, they're gonna feel like they shouldn't be settling for somebody on their level. Keep in mind they're hypergamous. So a polygamous male who is an 8 gives in and has sex with hypergamous women who are 4s and 5s. So these women that are 4s and 5s truly believe that they're on the level of an 8. Okay? This is where the theory pussy on a pedestal comes from. Okay? Because men are so fucking, like, I guess we get desperate sometimes, you know. So if you're a higher value man and you're settling for a lower value woman, what you're doing is screwing it up for the lower value men. Okay, now they're officially unable to mate. So, guys, looks, this video for some of you guys might even be a tougher pill to swallow, but, you know, it really shouldn't be, because if you don't have the looks, you know, you can still get out there and work your ass off, have the money and the status, and get your ass in the gym, have the best body you can possibly have. So you can increase your value a lot. And a lot of these dating coaches are going to try to teach you how to spit game and say the right things to women. But the truth of the fucking matter is, you know, women have predetermined whether they'll sleep with you or not long before you ever started spitting game to them. Okay? That's the fucking honest to God truth. I mean, any of these women you see around, whether it be, you know, at your job or wherever it is you go out in public to, your school, wherever, you know what I'm saying? They already, you know, they've already seen you. They already know what you're about. If they were interested in fucking you, you would already know it. You know what I'm saying? So you can get out there and spit as much game as you want and try to talk the panties off of them. But the fact of the matter is, if they view you as a low value man in the sexual marketplace, you're not going to have much of a chance. There's always going to be some anomalies. You know what I'm saying? You might catch her when she's drunk, or she might be really fucking horny, and you might just say the right things, and you might get in her pants occasionally. But for the, you know, for the majority of the time, your sexual marketplace value is what's going to determine how much access you have to women in general. Anyways, guys, I hope this was somewhat informative. Remember, yeah, work on your status, get your money up, and as always, I hope you get out there and you build some muscle. Subscribe to the channel.